And so in today's video, I'm going to be talking about the IDEX Exchange. The IDEX Exchange is actually a decentralized exchange that enables Ethereum based coins. Alright, so if you find this video useful, please like my video. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel. You can always drop comments if you have any issues. Alright, so let's get on to it. Now, there are two methods to use the IDEX platform. Actually, there are much more than that, but I'm going to be discussing two ways in which you can use the IDEX platform. The first one would be using your private key, and then the second one would be using the MetaMask, right? Alright, so let's head on to the first one. So if you're coming to the IDEX platform for the first time, the IDEX website, I'm going to put it down below in the description. It is IDEX, that's IDEX.market, right? So once you go on there for the very first time, you would come onto this display, right? So the next thing you want to click on is unlock wallet. Then shortly after you click on unlock wallet, you'll be given these options, right? So the first option is, this is when you already have a wallet with the IDEX platform. So the first option is to use the key store file. So you would have downloaded a file that would have been saved on your computer, then you can always click on that file and then you have access to your IDEX wallet. Or you can use the private key. That's the first method I'm going to talk about right now. Then there's the other method of using the MetaMask, which is the preferred method because it is more secure. And then there's, if you have a Ledger wallet, that's if you have a Ledger Nano, you have a hardware wallet, then you would choose this option. But we're just going to be discussing these two options. So if you don't have a wallet, the first thing you want to click on is new wallet. So you click on new wallet, and then you put in a password that you can remember. Then you click on I understand, create new wallet. Now you would have two options. You can either download the key store file, which is not what I'm going to use. I'm going to use the get my private key. So I'll scroll down here and click on get my private key because that's what I want to do. So I'll click here and then I'll copy this out. I'll copy this because this is your private key. The next time you want to access the IDEX market or the IDEX.market platform, you'll be required to use this key. So I'll copy this out, right? And as soon as I've copied that, I can now click on return to exchange. Alright, so this comes up. Now if you're going to use the private wallet option, it is important that you save your private, if you're going to use the private key option, it's important that you save your private key. This is what is going to give you access to the IDEX exchange the next time you log on. So that would mean that the next time you're logging on, you're going to click on unlock wallet, right? So I'm going to wait. The IDEX platform is pretty slow. It's the equivalent of what you call or the other wallet called the Ether Delta wallet, right? But I like to think that this is more user friendly, right? So this is what the platform looks like, right? So it shows you the coins that are right now. These are the coins in the market, and then it shows you the change for the past 24 hours. And so this is the titanium, this is lambden. You can see the names all on here, and then it tells you what the prices are and all of that. So before we go ahead, I always like to know your prices or what you'll be charged when you're using every exchange. So we'll click on the help file. The help file gives you the recent questions because they have some there are some restrictions, like you can't withdraw more than $40, and then you can't trade anything less than I think $150. So we just click on the frequently asked questions. Alright, so as soon as that comes up, right? You scroll all the way down. The minimum order it will execute is $150, right? And then the minimum order it would execute if you're selling is $50. So you have to keep that in mind. And then if you're making a withdrawal, the minimum is $40. All right, so I feel that that is very important in your journey here, so that you're not making mistakes, you're not trading with less than that, or you're not trading more than that is always better, but you have to make sure that you're not trading with less than that. So all right, so if you wanted to go back, if you had closed this up and you wanted to come back here, you click on unlock wallet. So you paste in your private key and you click on unlock. So after you unlock, you have this come up, right? So you can see you no longer have the option to unlock because you have unlocked your wallet, right? So this comes up, you have the option of day or night. So your interface can either be bright, that's what you have right now in white, or you can have it dark. So you can click on this if you want to change that. So the price of Ethereum, the current price of Ethereum, then this is the exchange, that's where we are on at. And then your orders, we haven't placed any orders, so you can't go there. So the next logical place to go to is your balances, right? Because that's where you can see what your balances are, or you can see the different coins that you can deposit into. So you click on balances or full balance, you put your mouse over balances and this other sub menu comes up, then you click on full balances. All right, so when you get to my balances, you see all these assets on here, right? So you can check whether the coin that you want to trade with is on here, right? So you can find all of them here, and then you would see deposit, withdraw, transfer. Now you don't necessarily have to use these options just yet, because what it is, the wallet that you have created is an ERC20 wallet. What this means is that if you deposit any Ethereum based token on that wallet or onto that address, you would find all you need to do is click on query. Let's assume it was Ethereum Blue, for instance. So that's what you have here, right? So if you had deposited Ethereum Blue on here onto, you would find your address here. So this is your wallet address. If you come here and click here, this is the copy, and if you come here, this takes you to your Ether scan. So if you come and click on copy, you can paste this here. So that's your wallet address. Or, and if you went on to if you came and clicked on here, that's the arrow here, you can find, it will take you to this screen that also still shows your wallet. So what this means is that you can deposit any Ethereum based token onto this address, right? So as soon as you have done that, and it has, maybe the transaction has gone, if it was Ethereum Blue, for instance, you would come here and click on query. So it more or less like queries your wallet to see whether it can find any Ethereum Blue. So you can see it's showing 0 right now, so that means I don't have any Ethereum Blue transferred to that address. So that's how it works. You can send any Ethereum based token to that wallet address that I have just shown, and as soon as you have done that and the transaction is successful, you come on here and click on query, and then the balance would show on here. And then you can now go to the exchange. So you click on exchange, clicked on exchange, and then it brought you to this screen. So this screen, this is for One Life, for instance. I think it's the default. So it shows you the last price for One Life, for instance, and then the 24-hour high, that's this price, and then the 24-hour low, that's this price, and then the change in percentage for the past 24 hours. So in our example, we had talked about Ethereum Blue. I'm just using it as an example. So if you had successfully deposited your Ethereum Blue to that platform, you come here and search for Blue, right? So it will show you the current price, the current volume, and then the change. So it's in the negative right now. So you click on Blue. As soon as you do that, this changes up, right? So this address that is shown here is the contract address for Blue. It is not the address that you're supposed to deposit on. Your own wallet address was what was shown you here. That's what you can copy here, or what you can see on Etherscan here. So you have no business going to this contract address. Alright, so as soon as you have gone to Ethereum Blue, it shows you the regular chart. So this is the chart for Ethereum Blue, and you can see that the volume of trade with it is very low. Then if you scroll all the way down, if you had any Ethereum, it would show you how much Ethereum you had here, right? And then based on that, you can come on here and choose a price, right? So you could choose this price. If you come here, you can click on this price, for instance, right? And then if you had Ethereum, and then how many Ethereums you want to buy. So if it's 120, for instance, it now shows you how much it is to buy, and hopefully you will have had that amount on here, right? So this is a price that somebody is willing to sell, and then you can decide to buy it as this price because it's a good price for right now based on what we are seeing here. Alright, so that's just a little guide as to how to buy and sell and deposit on IDEX, right? So the next tutorial is going to be taking you on how to use MetaMask, which is a preferred option, for using IDEX. You're using MetaMask because it's safer and it's more secure. If you're using your private key, then you're always putting your private key on a website, which is not essentially a very good idea. Alright, so we'll move on to the next phase of the tutorial, which is using MetaMask. You first of all sign out of here. So would you like sign out? Of course. So you confirm you're signing out. You have successfully logged out. Alright, so now you want to use MetaMask, which is the preferred option I had spoken about. You would want to go to, you have to first of all make sure that you have a Chrome browser installed. It's very important. You literally cannot use MetaMask until you have a Chrome browser installed on your laptop. Alright, because it's actually an extension. So you go to more tools, then you click on extension, and then this comes up, right? So you scroll all the way down and then you click on get more extensions. So it takes you to the Chrome Web Store. So from the Chrome Web Store, you can now search for the MetaMask. So you come on here, right? Then you click on Meta, or you type in MetaMask, right? So I already have it installed. So as soon as you have clicked on this and then you have added it to your Chrome browser, you should see it on here, right? So I'm not going to go through the process of how to log in or how to register an account with the MetaMask. It's very straightforward. All you need is a password. That's the first thing. And then second thing, you have to make sure that you save your seed. There will be 12 phrases that will be given to you for MetaMask, so that you can recover your account if anything goes wrong. You have to make sure that you copy out that phrase somewhere very safe, so that you can always recover your account if you have any issues. Alright, so you would have logged on to your MetaMask account, right? Then you go back to IDEX, you click on unlock wallet, right? So in this case we're using MetaMask, which is a preferred option, and so you click on unlock MetaMask. So because you have already signed on to your MetaMask, you can easily unlock it. So it has unlocked it, right? Excuse me. So it has unlocked it, right? And then so if you go to your balances, so I'll click on full balances. All right, so if I had some, okay, assuming I have some Lambden, So I'll come on here and type lambda for lambda as an example. I'm using lambda as an example. So I'll come in here and click on query. So automatically, because I have lambda saved on my MetaMask or on the wallet of my MetaMask, it would, as soon as I click on query, it would quickly query my wallet and then to find the tokens I have on there. So if I wanted to deposit this lambda, for instance, if I wanted to trade with lambda, I will make sure that I transfer this lambda to my IDEX balance, right? So let's, for instance, I will do deposit. So for instance, I'll deposit, say 70. I'll click on deposit. I'm just giving an example. So I'll click on deposit. So it says, are you sure you want to deposit 70 of this? I'll click on confirm. Alright, so it's preparing to send transaction, and then because you're using MetaMask, it's like the go between you and the Etherscan or the blockchain, right? So for every transaction you want to do, it goes through the MetaMask. So you would click on submit if I was interested in doing this transaction. So but that's how it would be if you had some coins on your MetaMask wallet. But I'm not going to do this transaction. I'm going to use the Ethereum I have to probably buy some tokens. Alright, so that's how to transfer, or that's how to query your wallet for a coin that you have on your wallet. Alright, so you can do the same thing with Ethereum. So you just come and type in Ether. So I'll scroll down, and already you can see that it has already picked the amount I have in Ether. So let's go ahead to my exchange. Alright, so like I showed you before, this is what your exchange looks like, right? It shows you the coins here that you can trade. So delete this, right? And so it shows you all the coins on here that you can trade. So you can scroll down or look. If you're sure of a certain coin, you can look for a certain coin. It shows you, like for instance, we had started with Blue. So of course it shows you your last price, the 24-hour high and the 24-hour low price, and then your 24-hour change. So let's assume I'm buying more lambda, for instance, right? So I'll click on lambda. This changes up. Now never forget that this is the contract address for this token, so you're not supposed to use this. Alright, so it shows you the last price, right, the 24-hour high, and then the 24-hour low, and then the change. So it is in the negative. It has dropped 11%, and so it's always better to buy a coin when it has dropped 11, or it has dropped in percentage. So it's always better to buy a coin when it's like 10% down, 20% down, and so on. Alright, so we'll wait for this chat to load up, and then IDEX has like a troll box, or what you can call a live chat. So if you're interested in chatting, you can always chat up here. Alright, so it shows you the chat for lambda, and then on here, because I did not transfer the lambda that I had on my wallet onto the IDEX platform, that's why I don't have it here being shown, but I have my Ethereum being shown here, right? So so now if I wanted to buy some more lambda, for instance, I will come out here and see the prices. So currently this is the price that somebody is selling at, and so this is the price I can buy at, right? So if I wanted to buy, for instance, I would come on here and click on this, the most current price, and then the amount I want to buy, right? And then it shows me the price, and then I can decide to buy, right? If I had some lambda, I could put in how much I wanted to sell at. I would look at the prices that people are selling at and the price I can also sell at. But something that is also very important to look out for is the market trade. If you scroll all the way down, you can see that somebody just bought at this price, somebody else had just bought at this price. So every time you see green, it means buy, and every time you see red, it means a sell-off. So somebody had just a whole lot more people are buying at this price. So the previous buy before then was at this price, at this price, and at this price. So if I was buying, for instance, I would buy at this price, you know, because that's what is closer to the last buy. So it doesn't necessarily mean that the last buy was the best buy, but it's just nice. It's not just nice, but it's also necessary to know what people are buying at, so that you don't buy at an outrageous price. So for instance, if I wanted to buy, right, and then you can see your fees here. This is 0.2%. So that's your fee. And then also if you're selling, this is also your fees. Alright, so if I was to buy at this price, I'll click on this price, then I'll put how many I want to buy. So let's assume I want to buy 29, right? So this is what it's going to cost me to buy 29 lambda, for instance. So I'll just click on buy. So because I'm using MetaMask, which is what I always advise, or it's a preferred option, this comes up. That's the difference between using your private key or a wallet that you got with a private key and this one. So this comes up, right? Then you have to be careful. This was the previous one that had come up. This was the previous query or the previous transaction. So your most current transaction, which is what I'm trying to do, is this one, right? So it will ask you, do you want to sign this message? It gives you some kind of warning, and so are you sure this is what you want to do? And then yes, you click on sign. And so you have to do that for that transaction to go. Alright, so you have placed, so it says your minimum trade amount is not met, please try a larger. And so that's what I was talking about, that you have to make sure that, for instance, if you're buying at about 150, and if you're selling at about $50, you know. So that's how it works with IDEX. Alright, so I'm hoping that this tutorial was helpful, also teaching you how to buy and sell and to deposit and maybe also withdraw on IDEX. Alright, so if you found it useful, please like my video. If you feel that I could have done more, then also let me know. But I feel that this was a complete guide, or a good guide as to how to use MetaMask. So basically you get the extension for MetaMask, right? Whatever Ethereum you have on there would show up here, right? And so with that Ethereum you can make any buys, where you have to make sure that, for instance, if you're buying, your buying has to be at the limit of about $150. But I'm not ready to spend that just yet, you know, so I'm not going to buy. And then if you're selling, you have to be selling at least $50 as well. Alright, so and then you also have to look at the sell orders. This is the prices that you will buy at, and then these are the buy orders, so these are the prices you sell at. Alright, and then also very importantly, you have to look at the trades in the market to make sure that you are buying at a good rate. Alright, so that's all in this video. I'll see you in my next one. So this is from Ifyok saying bye.